Ever wonder what your local council is really working on? Beyond the usual stuff like parks and bends? Well, every single month they publish a detailed blueprint for the community. And today, we're going to unpack the one for Sydney's northern beaches and see what's actually inside.
So, our focus today is the Northern Beaches Council. They're in charge of a massive, iconic stretch of Sydney's coast. And believe me, the decisions they make here affect the day-to-day lives of literally hundreds of thousands of people.
The easiest way to think about their official agenda is just like a giant to-do list for the whole community. It's a blueprint that lays out everything, from celebrating local heroes all the way to managing budgets worth millions and millions of dollars. It's their game plan, and it's all out there for us to see.
So that brings us to the big question, right? What's actually on that list? What are the council's top priorities? And maybe more importantly, how does any of it affect your life? Let's get into it.
Okay, so the agenda always kicks off with what matters most, the people. These first items, which are called the mayoral minutes, are all about recognizing amazing residents and, crucially, taking a stand on some really important local issues.
And right at the top of the list, they're giving a huge shout out to some community champions. This month, the council is officially congratulating the latest Australia Day Honours recipients. We're talking about people recognized for everything from distinguished public service and incredible surf cinematography to just unwavering dedication to surf lifesaving. It's a fantastic reminder of the amazing people living right here in the community.
But it's not just about celebrating what's already been done. The mayor is also using this platform to push for some real, meaningful policy changes that could impact some of the community's most vulnerable people.
And this is local government in action right here. They're actively lobbying the state government to get rid of an income test that's stopping over 3,000 war widows across New South Wales from getting pensioner discounts on their council rates. It's just a really powerful example of a local council going into bat for its residents.
All right, so from people, we move to performance. Next up is the council's big quarterly review. Honestly, just think of this section as their report card. It's a totally transparent look at what they've been up to, how they're tracking against their own goals, and of course, how they're managing your money. This slide gives you a great little snapshot of where your rates are actually going. You can see dozens of real, tangible projects. We're talking everything from major road repairs to upgrading playgrounds and fixing stormwater drains. This is the practical, boots-on-the-ground work the council does every day. So how are they doing overall? Well, out of 31 key performance goals, almost 90% are either totally achieved or well on their way. That's a really strong result, and it shows that their main operational plan is pretty much right on track. And hey, the financial news is looking just as good. The latest numbers show a projected operating surplus of $8.6 million, which is actually $2.6 million better than they were expecting. Now, that kind of smart financial management is huge because it gives the council way more flexibility to fund new projects or even help keep rates stable. So let's take a quick look at their cash position. As of December, the council was holding over $267 million. Now, that money is basically split into two pots. You've got the unrestricted funds, which they can use freely, and then the restricted funds, which are legally earmarked for very specific projects. Which, of course, leads to the very next question. Where in the world is all that money being held? So, let's pull back the curtain and take a look inside their investment portfolio. As you can see, the portfolio is spread out pretty well across major banks like Westpac, Rabobank, and Suncorp. That's a classic strategy. It spreads the risks so they're not putting all their eggs in one basket. But here's the really critical piece of the puzzle: safety. This chart shows the credit ratings of the institutions where the money is, and check it out. Over 80% is with places that have a top-tier A1 or A1 plus rating. This shows a very, very conservative, low-risk approach to managing public funds. And in terms of what they're actually investing in, well, it's overwhelmingly simple. Term deposits. Almost 97% of the entire portfolio is just in boring old term deposits, which is all about prioritizing security and getting predictable returns rather than chasing risky high-yield assets. All right, let's shift gears and look to the future. The agenda isn't just a report on what's already been done. It's also a sneak peek at the big conversations that are just around the corner. And here's just a little taste of what's coming up. The council is going to be debating things like better regulations for e-bikes, how to protect the vital Ingleside Wildlife Corridor, and they're even planning to put forward a motion on shark safety at a national conference. It really just shows you the incredible range of issues that your local government deals with.
So there you have it, a quick look at your community's blueprint in action. And it kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? Now that you've seen what's on their to-do list, what's the one local issue that you want to see on the next one?